A little bit about the Spice and Herb Bible. This is the third edition now of the Spice and Herb Bible. The first one came out in 2001, and what I wanted to do was to try to demystify the world of herbs and spices for people. The fact that I'd been involved in the herb and spice industry really since I was a kid, because my parents also had a herb business, I really felt that people having asked so many questions over the years that the best thing to do would be to tell people as much as possible about these wonderful ingredients, where they come from, how they're processed, how you use them, some interesting anecdotes, some of the history about what has happened with these wonderful ingredients over the centuries. Because I have a very strong belief that the more you understand an ingredient that you're using, then the more you will get satisfaction out of using it. You'll understand it, and you'll understand it how it works with all the other foods that you're cooking. So under every listing in the Spice and Herb Bible, you will find that it will tell you the kinds of other herbs and spices that the particular ingredient will combine with. Another thing that I felt was very important was to give an indication as to the usage. So for nearly everything, I've put in the amount that you would use per pound or half pound of a particular spice. So it might be 1 teaspoon per pound of this, it might be 2 teaspoons per pound of something else, it might be 1/4 teaspoon of something else. And I've divided that up into meats and vegetables and carbohydrates, so you can see the different levels that you'd use. And that way, if you're really starting off and you're a bit tentative and you don't know whether it's the right amount, that will give you a very good idea. I've also written an extensive section on spice blending, explaining all the principles of how important it is to have the right balance of flavours between the spices that are hot, the ones that are sweet, the ones that have got a tangy acidity, the ones that amalgamate and hold all the different flavours together. So you get a very good idea as to how to achieve this proper balance. One of the things that's been a great pleasure to me as well is that my wife Liz has done a number of recipes, and also our daughter Kate, who trained as a chef in London at Prue Leith's School of Food and Wine. She has developed most of the recipes that are in this book, and of course she also grew up with herbs and spices and probably absorbed a lot of interest and knowledge just simply by osmosis, because she was there all the time. The second edition of the Spice and Herb Bible did win the International Association of Culinary Professionals prize for reference book, and this particular edition was a nominee in the most recent James Beard Awards, which I must admit I was very pleased about. But it really is a book that does give a lot of information and also a lot of background. I've included a lot of anecdotes. You know, my wife and I have met some wonderful people when we've been travelling around the world and meeting various farmers who've been extremely generous with their information, told us lots of stories about the trade, and we've shared a lot of those stories as well, because that all helps to give you a fuller and deeper understanding of what spices and herbs are all about.